been a minute. Alright, hello, welcome to the MatchDayVlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe with notifications on, because it really does make a difference to the channel. It feels like it's been a lifetime since we've done one of these.
Yep.
It just so... I was saying to Jack before the show started, I thought I need to think of something quip to say before, and all I could think of, it's been a minute. It just feels like it's been too long. Too long.
I mean, it's been a fair stretch since that lovely night we had out.
Especially with the Friday night fixture. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, extra long. But I mean, it was nice that we got to enjoy the weekend. But now you're on the other side of it, and we're like, oh god, it's just we went too long.
That was glorious though, to actually, when you win on a Friday night, you can watch all the fixtures and go, don't care. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Nice. Doesn't matter.
And let's be honest, I had a little bit of interest in the international break. There was one game that was pretty fun to watch. Did you watch it?
Which one?
The Scotland game, of course. And Shane McAdams, assisted by Stu, gets a goal. I think that's 2-2 for him now, isn't it, for Scotland?
Yeah, he's absolutely flying. In fact, that was one of the questions on the little preview post that I put up, which I will get into. I'm going to remember to do it in this show. So thank you for all those who've already put in their questions and comments in there, because we will go through them. I promise. I promise we will. Amazing international break for Shay Adams.
Yep.
I have to say it's a bit of a redundant watching a 10-0 victory for England on Monday.
Pointless.
It was just like, just why?
I added insult to injury, like how much I was like, I really miss football. I can't wait for the Premier to be back. And you was like 10-0. What was the point? Why did we even do that? Stop it.
What is it for? What is it for?
Stop it. They're already dead. Just get off the pitch.
Yeah, and when they went down to 10 men, I was like, oh. Well, I wasn't watching. I had it on my phone, just on the side, thinking like, how bad can it get? And yeah, there we go. There we go. Welcome to everyone in the chat section. By the way, let us know where you're watching the show from. It's always fascinating to see how far and wide these show reach. I guess the best way to start this would be talking a little bit about the previous result against Villa. Spend a bit of time talking about that, and then we'll move on to this weekend's fixture. So, quite a while ago, we played Aston Villa, and certain Adam Armstrong stepped up and blasted home a goal within a couple of minutes. So you're quite happy about that, weren't you, Jack?
You know what? Yeah, I recall on the day, if my memory serves, that I was rough after that game. I was shouting quite a lot. Had a good time. Yeah, mate. It was. I enjoyed that goal. What about you?
Yeah, it was immense. I mean, I think for me, I knew I really wanted to win, but I didn't know how much I wanted to win. Until we scored and the final whistle. I think it was just a case of I would just love it so much if we win tonight, and I was just really hoping we would. But it's 2 wins on the bounce, which is fantastic, and I think looking how Villa set out from the start, they were pretty woeful in the early parts, and I think they were lucky to have 11 players on the pitch after the first half. It was the player? I can't remember.
It was Al Ghazi, wasn't it? Al Ghazi just kept getting away with stuff. And then, there was a dive in the box as well. It was just how he stayed on the pitch is just...
He could have had 3 yellow cards. Easy. Absolutely easy. But then also later on in the game, watching the highlights, there was a shout for a penalty for them with Aurelio Romeo getting a bit shirty with one of their players. So I think overall the ref had a terrible performance, but we'll take the win. And it is what it is, really. But there we go. And I think it was a different Villa that came out in the second half, but even still, they never really looked like threatening us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they look like a team of a manager who was about to be sacked. Little did we know. I don't know what I thought. I was so surprised after that game. I was like, they were bad the first half, but they did come back second half. So there's a glint there. I don't think they were doing awful. Mm-hmm. And then off he pops. In comes Stevie G. And that's the thing. I did kind of think if they did have Danny on the day, or they had a striker that was really willing it up for it, it was only 1-0. It could have been something different again. It could have been something else.
Yeah, but they had Ollie Watkins.
But yeah, but we shut him out. We shut him out, and
Yeah.
I do think Salasu would have absolutely dominated Danny Ings if we're being openly and honest about things. If Danny Ings was there, you ain't got no chance.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I mean, it just does highlight, and we will get onto the managerial merry-go-round because I spent ages figuring out how to spell it in the banners earlier. It did sort of highlight how good our defence has been. And I think that's something that we can be certainly proud of, the improvements, because you look at this season and we've got a load of draws that we would have never had before had we not cleaned up that aspect of it. So all very, very good.
Well, I went on that Leicester Till I Die channel the other night, and we did our starting 11 outside the top 6. And if I wasn't cheated, it would have been 3 or 4 of the backline would have been Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody, they were arguing with me, but he won. I don't want to get into it. It was a real big upset for me. But
so who did you miss out? I
didn't get Salasu in because
that's
and here's the thing, mate from the West Ham channel. Your name escapes me right now. I do apologise. Is I know. I barely remember your name. You know what I mean? Like, thank God you've got it written down there because
it's why they're there. It's why they're there. It's for the subscribers and it's for you as well. That's why I write
exactly. He was. He saw what Silasso did to Antonio and against West Ham, and he's a player that's on people's lips right now. Every time I hear Silasso now, it's they'd be lucky to keep hold of him, which is great. I love it. We're in a position where people are like, Southampton won't keep him long because doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely, and that does worry me. But we've known it. I think the last few performances we've seen Salasu play, we've just been like, oh yeah, there he is. That's the one. That's the one that they're waxing lyrical about and telling us that's going to be a bit of a wonder buy, really. But man, the acquisitions we've made under 10 million quid.
Did you see the video? I think they posted it today of Lianco at training, just doing flicks and tricks, just being absolutely tasty and absolutely. I think it was at Kyle Walker-Peters. He absolutely blasted him off the ball. It's just like, Lianco. I love him, Mike. I love him. And yes, my Twitter did get blocked because of a tweet.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Twitter. We have to do something about the gorilla emoji because what's the point in having it if I can't use it?
Yeah, it's kind of a difficult one. What about the scorpion emoji?
Yeah,
that was it.
All I said was Lianco's going his way, but to be going on the back of my shirt, and I got blocked. I've had a huge hole in my heart since Yoshida's left, Mike, and people are starting to come back. But you know what? A tasty Brazilian centre back doing flips and tricks with those shin pads. Yeah. I'm like, I like him.
Yeah, he's looked really, really good. I mean, aside from that first game, that cup game away at Sheffield United, where it was pretty ropey, and I was thinking he looks a lot like a certain Tool Dane that we used to have in this side. He's looked very decent. He looked amazing away at Chelsea in the cup, and put on a solid showcase. But I think the difference is because we all used to watch. Remember Mario Lemina when we watched him videos of like him ripping up Serie A. And he came to Southampton, he just looked kind of lethargic. Lianco looks like he actually wants to work hard. Do you know what I mean? Put a shift in.
He's happy to be here. I just get that footballer's life energy. But do you know what I mean, though? Like, it's true. Like, sometimes you just get that other player that's just like, I'm playing football. You're like, I know, you're playing football. It's wicked. So I'm just...
Football is live. Yeah,
so I'm up in the full swing of things with it.
So after our game and after the Saturday Farke departure, I won't do Gary Lineker's pun. A little bit rude, that one. Got away with it on BBC
great,
TV.
It was great.
It was good. It was good. Fair play. Let's have a bit of a chat because it's been a bit of a managerial merry-go-round, as I can write it, but I can't say it out loud. With the likes of obviously Dean Smith departing from Aston Villa. What do you make of that? Because I was surprised, and then I wasn't surprised, and I was thinking, what do Villa actually want? And were you worried about anything?
It all stems around this whole fascination with Aston Villa. It's like in the summer when Danny left, And everyone was saying the things like, well, Villa have got these aspirations. That's why he's going there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, they can have those aspirations. But also, this is the Villa that barely survived the season before. If it wasn't for an offside,
Goal line technology.
It'd be a goal line technology error. So, I wasn't really getting the hype behind it. And then, their form at the end of the season really did drop off. And since Terry left, the defence has sort of fallen apart as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look at the season, I'm like, this is kind of what I think Villa should be right now without Jack Grealish. They shouldn't be.
Yeah.
They're in a little bit of, not a little bit, they're in a massive rebuild.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they bought well in the summer. Danny's transfer there confused me on so many levels.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I mean, they bought Leon Bailey, they bought Buendia, who's not really that great, has he? Let's be brutally honest. And when you're in a situation where you're subbing your captain, it's gonna sort of rustle the ranks a little bit. But I don't quite see, like, everyone talks about the aspirations of Aston Villa. They want to get European football, and they've got a billionaire owner, and they're spending hundreds of millions. It's just like, well, so are a lot of clubs. But is there any real strategy to this buying? And is big thing for me was Dean Smith ever the person to be in that position where they're sort of pushing for European football? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the other side of it is that I do like the appointment of Steven Gerrard to Aston Villa. Makes me slightly more interested in watching Villa. I'm like, okay, well,
What do you think is going to happen?
Let's see what happens here.
Are you confident for him?
Brendan Rodgers did that league and then come over and he's doing all right, isn't he?
Yeah, but Brendan Rodgers nearly won the Premiership with Liverpool before he went to Celtic.
But so did Gerrard.
Yeah,
he's got you there. He's got you there.
As a player, but not as a manager. I just don't know. I just don't, no disrespect to the Scottish leagues. I just think it's a very different setup and a very different pressures. I mean, like, every single game is going to be tough for every club in the Premier League. But in the realms of the Scottish League, you've got to grind out a performance, and ultimately it's a 2-horse race, if that.
But for me, I feel like when you look at Villa, there's work to be done, and there's a rebuild to be done, and you see what he did at Rangers, and that is kind of what he's built to do, and he's going to have money to spend. He's not going to be hindered by anything, and at the very base of that, it's Steven Gerrard. He's going to have the respect of any dressing room he's in. So
yeah, of course,
exactly. But at the same time, I still think we're going to finish above Villa this season. That was my goal this season. That's what I wanted, and
that's our only goal.
That's my goal this season, really. Just because I'm petty. You saw how loud I was singing and like that on Friday.
Yeah,
I know. And here's the thing. Beforehand, you said I wouldn't sing songs about Danny Ings, and then look at you. You're like, oh, he's not here. He can't hear me, so you went for it.
Yeah, you did. And
that's your decision.
That's what we ought to do when either of us go on opposing team's channel and they ask us, where would you see Southampton finishing this season? And that's going to be our answer. Above Villa? Just above Villa. Well, where's that? Don't know. Above Villa.
They could finish 20th and we could finish 19th. Above Villa.
So there we go. And of course, Dean Smith is now going to be our opposing manager in the dugout as we go up against Norwich. I mean, any thoughts on that Norwich appointment? Do you see Dean Smith having any chance of keeping Norwich up? Or is this really...
The funny thing is, if we finish this season and Hake was fired at the end of the season, and then they went down, and then they got Dean Smith, I'd be like, that's a good appointment for Norwich. But right now, I'm like, ooh, that's tough. And it's just kind of it just feels like not a bad match. It just feels like he's here for next season, sort of thing. I don't think Norwich not going to change anything for Norwich. You can't change the players in the squad, and what the teams around them. I just don't see it happening.
Well, the goals on Norwich, I think one of the board members there was quoted and saying we want to be one of the top 25 teams in the country, which kind of assumes that they're quite happy with the up and down yo-yo effect. I mean, for me personally, I think it's financial genius because you get all the benefits of being in the Premier League, all the payments, all the parachute payments, and then also you get the chance to win a league. I mean, Farke's won the championship, 3 times?
Yeah.
So, won it comfortably. And it's...
But what does that do what does that do for him, though? Because do you think when he finishes that tenure now, does he get another Premier League job?
I don't know.
No, like he's a Premier League manager. He's been relegated 3 times.
Yeah.
It's not like It's not like Big Sam, you know.
No. Well, there we go. And of course, the other big move, Eddie Howe going to Newcastle. You surprised at that one?
Nah. I think, but after Emery sort of turned it down, I thought, well, it's got to be Eddie Howe, isn't it? And it's a perfect club for him. It's a bit of a big boy appointment for what he's doing. He's I understand why a lot of people said no to it because I don't think they had much of a clue. And I heard there was sort of like issues with backroom staff, sort of like he wanted his team and they wanted to keep some of the old team, and so I think there's a lot to figure out at Newcastle.
Yeah,
but the way I listened to Eddie Howe talk, to be fair, because I'm friends with a Newcastle supporter, I got behind the hype quite a bit. I was like, yeah, come on then. Yes, I watched the first day of training video and I watched his first press conference. I was like, he's really talking with a lot of confidence as a manager. He's really gone away. I think he went away and spent some time at Atletico Madrid and just saw how they ran stuff over there. He's sort of taken the time out of the game to really sort of become, more entwined with what's going on with top flight football. He said he sort of stepped up from being that championship manager, trying to survive, to trying to understand what it's like to be an elite manager. And it's like, well, that sounds great. Yeah. I'm excited to see it. It's just exciting times at Newcastle, so I'm just...
It is. And there's a comment here from David Baker saying, I imagine Magpie fans will be underwhelmed. I think it's a transition period for them because, of course, there's only so much they can do.
He's the Mark Hughes at City. That's what he is. He's the Mark Hughes at City. He's going to get you a bit of a squad and get something together. Maybe might come close to winning something, and then
I see that. Yeah, it's a good analogy. That look at him as the Mark Hughes at City because it was a transitional period for them. They're going to be able to spend about 200 million in the winter transfer month, the January transfer window, as it's known rather. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what they do there. But there's lots of talks about other Premiership clubs snubbing them with this anything but Newcastle sort of thing, which is a bit odd. But I can sort of see the motives if it's in a backlash to the fair play nature of an entire country buying your club. But there we go. Indeed. Anyway, I had a question in the previous post. I'm just going to check that I got them right.
A question in the previous post, eh?
Yeah.
Look at us going around. So, have you been to the new Saint shop yet? And there's this little pop-up store. Let's talk about that real quick.
I have, yes. It's kind of nice. It's kind of it's for anyone that wants to know. It's in Marland, and it's where the Disney shop used to be. Not sure what happened to the Disney shop, but
have you been to a Disney shop recently? They're poor. Oh,
really?
How Disney shops in 2021 don't have a build your own lightsaber station? It's just silly and it's just repugnant that they would even open the doors to that place. But that's for a different show. That's for
yeah, absolutely. No,
is there more? Is there more in there? Is it more like the shop at the stadium? Because that was the thing. I was small. Well, it would be smaller, but I feel like hopefully it's an in between of what the West Key store was and what the stadium store is.
Probably not quite as nice as the West Key shop was. It's definitely a pop-up shop there for.
Yeah, but I don't care if it's pop-up. I just care what's for sale. Do I have to walk all the way to the stadium to buy stuff anymore?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, they got a lot of sort of clearance stuff in there as well. So yeah. Kind of interesting. I think I visited it 2 days after it launched, so it'd obviously been obliterated. I think I caught it on a Sunday afternoon or something like that. But I did go to the shop to get this. Is that this?
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Do you know why I have this?
Did you have it? Did you have it in the day?
Well, no. The previous game, Villa, a subscriber came and said hello in the Itchin stand. So if you're watching, hey, how you doing? And he was wearing this top, and I looked at it and thought, that looks magnificent. Why have I waited this long? And so,
Do you know what? That's the very when they were start. That was the very first thing I sent you when they were started dropping the Hummel stuff, and I was like, "That's the one." It took a while to come in the first release, but yeah, it's definitely going to be. Definitely. Here's the thing, right? I've been told to wear a Christmas jumper in the shop. That counts, right? It's red.
obviously,
It's a Christmas jumper, right? That's a Christmas jumper.
yeah, they do a Saints Christmas jumper now with the Saints badge on it.
It's got a big Santa. It's got a big Santa Claus on it, doesn't it? And so I thought it was a bit. They're the other one, the House and Noodle Christmas. Yeah, that's the one I want.
It will be back.
But you know, if anybody's nans out there knitting mad Southampton jumpers, just let me know. I'd like one for work, please.
Give you a MatchDayVlogs one.
If you're willing to make one, absolutely.
I can't knit. I can't do that. I do many things. I can't knit. Sorry.
Ruined it for everyone. Ruined it for everyone.
Right. Well, we chatted enough about managerial merry-go-rounds. Let's get on to the preview. 21 minutes into the show, and we finally talk about the thing that we were meant to be talking about. Good for us. So the comments that I had from the post were from Tom: former Sheringhams, great goal versus Watford. What a shift versus Villa. Great performance for Scotland versus and a great goal versus Denmark. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not sure that's kind of a question, but in the sense that we can be very excited for the likes of Sheringhams to come back in the squad, and certainly he's going to be absolutely buzzing for the break.
Yeah, that's what the only downside for me. What Ward-Prowse not going was, you know, I think he comes away with those games with a lot of upswing. You know, like he goes there and he impresses. He gets that big that big game vibe, and he comes back wanting to be that guy. So I just hope it just comes off a shake. I just hope we get a nice big. Well, we'll talk about what I think he gets when we do score predictions, but you know,
indeed.
Putting balls in nets.
Just laughing at Adrian's comment there. No, I don't have Diallo's name on the back of my shirt, but the thing, if Diallo gets a brace from open play, so he can't. So if he scores from a corner, it doesn't count. Yeah, that counts. But
if he scores a free kick,
well, unless we get an FA Cup penalty shootout and he scores a goal, sod it. If he gets 2 more goals, it's fine. I'll do it in a game. 2 goals in a game.
I think it's utterly disgraceful that he still didn't get it from there. Okay, whatever, that's fine. He put the ball in the net twice.
I wasn't expecting that. I will be honest. So anyway, where were we? The other one. And then from David, he put, "Come on, lads, let's be having you. Stay off the cooking sherry. Red wine machine and a 2-0 away win. Adam Armstrong brace." A question. There is a question in this. What do you think is the best formation away to the Canaries? Should we get straight into the formation chat?
Let's talk about it, shall we?
Yeah.
Because there's options.
There are plenty of options. Let's chat and do formations. There we go, David. You spurned us on to the formation side of things. Favorite part of the show.
Let's look at this. We should really get a jingle, really. Like that was one thing that Leicester do. I had their jingles, mate. Maybe we need jingles.
I need to have a word with Chris. He's got to. Chris, seriously, your jingles are fantastic, but it's about 5 minutes of jingles before the show starts.
Yeah, but just sit and enjoy it. Just sit and enjoy it.
They are good jingles, but I just think they're a bit long. It's just me.
How dare you? I'm going to get that in the neck next time I get with it.
McCarthy and goal. Linked with a lot of keepers recently, aren't we?
One in particular, but that'd be the end of the season when his contract runs out.
Yeah. As always, let us know in the chat section if you disagree with any of our positions that we're placing on here. In terms of injuries, though, I don't think we've got anything to worry about apart from James Ward-Prowse's sickness.
I saw he was coming back. I saw he was coming back from training today with Redmond and
Timo.
Shea. Oh yeah, Timo was coming back as well. So I think everyone's there, and I do believe Jack Stevens is training with the first team.
Cool.
So that's a thing to think about. So you're not even going to ask if I think Kyle Walker-Peters is going to start this? Come on.
Livramento is our best player at the moment. It's an absolute given. Livramento will start wherever the heck he wants to start. He's starting if he's fitting well. In terms of the rest of the back line, what do you
I think
reckon?
it'll be the standard. I think it'll be Bednarak,
Yeah.
Salisu, and Kyle Walker-Peters on the side there. I love this thing that we can now have Lianco to come on to make it 5 at the back towards the end of the game. We'll be able to bring on that other centre back and change the formation. I think that's been a real great thing from Ralph. I mean, I think he changed it was it 55th minute on the last game? Changed it real early, didn't he?
Yeah.
Salisu, Salisu.
Right, big one. Left back. What are you thinking?
Kyle Walker-Peters, mate.
Dear.
Yeah, mate, it's going to be Kyle Walker-Peters. I think he's just playing really well on that side. And like Ralph said, if he could just get that assist or that goal win on that side, or just learn to use his left foot a little bit, he's going to be an absolute dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't think you can change it. And it's coming out of the international break. You want to come out strong. It's a 3-pointer.
Yeah. I mean, I think there will be a lot of confidence about this. I actually had a chance to catch up with Dave Merrington, believe it or not, after the Villa game, and he said a big thing for the squad is confidence.
Yeah,
like confidence. I mean, they're just really, and that's the whole amongst the whole of the squad. I mean, the fact that we've been able to win 2 games 1-0. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
1-0 against the Villa side, 1-0 against the Leeds side, and 1-0 away to Watford. I mean, it's a real confident way to win a game. I mean, we should have been 3-4-0 up against Watford away, but there we go. But there's definitely a confidence in the squad that is resonating through, which is all very good. So, moving on to midfield. Number 6 is going to be in it.
Pop the boys in the middle there, nice and easy, innit?
Yeah.
Nice that this team is starting to just pick itself now. We know what it is. See if we agree with everyone.
Do you agree?
Yeah, mate.
Do you think Ralph might mix it up, though? Looking at the opposition, you might get a little bit cocky and think, like, maybe I rotate.
No, but I see him making early changes again. That's the thing. I think that's...
Yeah.
I think he's kind of learnt his lesson maybe from Leeds last season and stuff like that, where taking a team for advantage, especially with a new manager and a new manager you've just beaten, I think it'd be very, very foolish to take it, easy. It'll take it lightly.
Yeah.
So I think you just come out full blast. There's no reason for us to rest. There's no reason for us to do anything. Let's just get these points. Let's get in a comfortable position in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, mix that when you go away to Liverpool on the following fixture.
Yeah, exactly. Go crazy.
What do you reckon? Go Redmond here?
Redmond or Stu?
I think Stu only started on the left because Redmond got COVID. I don't think that was a plan.
You reckon? You reckon Redmond's back to fitness?
Yeah.
Stu just got that big assist for Scotland.
You call it. Go on.
All right, then put Redmond in there. On your head be it.
If you don't agree, you can put it differently. I don't mind.
No.
Would you Adams? It's got to be Adams, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be Adams. Adams and Armstrong, really, done it. That's
yeah.
Oh, but saying that, if you've got those two playing up top, is it better to have Armstrong on than Redmond, because Redmond's going to want to be more attacking and sitting behind them a little bit too much? Sitting too close into there, and then or he's going to have to pull away, and it's going to be another thing. I just feel like,
Well, maybe they mix it with Ginepo.
Oh, cheeky. Not Theo, no. I'm going to choose Theo.
No.
That's a shame.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just don't think.
But I think Elianusi will probably start on the left side, and then then Armstrong will be on the other side.
Let's do it.
And then later on in the game, I can see Armstrong coming off for Redmond, and then Brozier coming on as well for Armstrong.
Agreed.
So I think Redmond and Brozier work really, really well together. And I thought there's that little bit of link-up play between Brozier and Adams at the end of the Villa game. There's a little there's a little back heel, and there's I think it'd be interesting to see those two work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I did notice after is actually watching Shea in the Scotland games, is that he started using his body way more, a lot like Brozier's been doing. Like when Brozier sort of coming, but the way he moves his body right across the ball and gets through.
Yeah.
is fantastic. And I've just noticed that when, you know, in the past couple of games, in the Villa game, I noticed him doing it a bit more. And then for Scotland, he's really
more physical.
More physical, leaning into it. He's an absolute powerhouse. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah, in fact, he did that for the Adam Armstrong goal, didn't he? For Villa, because he was him sort of making space for Armstrong and running and absolutely smash it. I mean, that was such a satisfying goal to watch go in. Okay. Let us know in the chat section. Let's see if there's any comments on this in regards to Jeremy jumped straight in there. Gineppo is awful. It's not that bad. That's terrible.
I do think, like, you know, that would be something to look at. Is would be a good left wing for us, an upgraded left winger. Maybe that's where the spending of money needs to be looked at in the summer. Yeah.
I think Gineppo is not better than Moy, and I don't see Teller playing. It's kind of weird because of the start that Elyounoussi has had. I would probably have never agreed with that statement, but having watched his performances, it's a totally different Elyounoussi we're seeing.
He's been absolute nuisance since coming back. Like he got quite a couple of nutmegs against Villa. He's been relentless, and things are finding it hard to deal with him. It's been great. Here's the thing: everyone knows that Mike absolutely hated Elyounoussi before when he was here last.
That's not fair,
mate.
That's not fair.
In front of me, you called him a midget.
I thought he was a slender frame. I didn't use midget. I didn't use that word.
I'm pretty sure you used it, or it may have been dwarf. It was one of those two. I was like, whoa. He's doing all right. I've not seen enough of him. And he went off to Southgate, come back, and you're like, nah, he's not going to do it. And now look at you. He's great.
Yeah. He is one of those players where actually he does contribute, and there's quite a few assists in there, but it tends to go under the radar because he does a lot of silly things and loses the ball. Redmond's a similar player, in the fact that he does do a lot of things and creates a lot of chances and creates a lot of assists, but also does a few silly things, which is sadly what he's remembered for most of the time. But interesting comment here from Urban Wickstrom. I think Livramento will be rested. Kyle Walker-Peters and right back and Peru and left back. I can see that happening.
Actually, you're not wrong, because the Villa game wasn't Livramento's best game. No. And Ralph Ralph was kind of afraid of everything sort of going to his head a little bit. That's that's what his comments with with the player of the month and that sort of stuff. So wouldn't be a bad shout to have Kyle Walker-Peters back and right back and let Peru to start. I wouldn't be against it. Yeah.
Do you see Teller featuring anywhere in this?
I feel bad
having these options, isn't it?
It's lovely to have these options. I feel bad for Teller because he's a player that's really sort of he needs the cup games. Like going out the League Cup is unfortunate because that was another game for him to sort of show something, and just waiting for the FA Cup to start. And because when he gets his moments, he's going to be great, and I think everyone's excited about him. I think everybody knows what the player is, and I think even he knows what he obviously knows what the situation is, that he's so close to being in that squad. Yeah,
and there were very audible boos when he got subbed off in the away cup game against Chelsea. He was having a great game. I really didn't understand that one.
And and he's gone and he's doing it for the B teams as well. He wants those minutes. He wants to play. He's not just happy to be sat on the bench. He wants to get out there and score. And that's what he did, didn't he? He asked to play in the B games, show what he can do. Went out there and he scored. He's just he's doing stuff.
Comment here also from James and Lianco to start. Do you know what? This sort of game sort of might be an opportunity for Ralph to try a few things, and maybe Lianco in a back four as opposed to working with that sort of 5 option could be something that might work. There were a couple of errors actually that almost cost us the 3 points against Villa, with Lianco and Bednarek not working too well together.
Well, that's the thing. I could see if you're looking at this team, I could almost make you all the substitutions as well. The substitutions in the game would be Armstrong for Lianco, and they go to 5 at the back, and it goes to 1 up top. Right, and then Moy for Redmond, and then Armstrong for Brozier. Yeah,
okay. Cool. Wow, that'd be calling it, wouldn't it?
Imagine.
Oh, dear. Rock and roll. All right. Well, I think we're pretty much locked in on that in regards to our formation. So thank you so much Everyone, let us know your thoughts on that. Now, it's our most important part of the show, the audacious part of the score predictions.
Score predictions.
Ooh. So, as always, please let us know in the chat section what you think the score is going to be in this fixture, and we will be running through those shortly after Jack and I have given our score predictions for this game. Whose turn is it to go first? Is it me or is it you?
I'd like to think after every international break, it just resets to you because who knows where we are.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I couldn't remember either, so I'm happy with that conclusion. Do you know what? I've never been this confident going into a game before, which just gives me so much fear as well. We've not been scoring loads of goals in games, but in the same
this is where it starts.
We've kind of had the opportunity to do so. You look at the away fixture against Newcastle, we should have been 5-0 up at half time. Away fixture up against Watford should have been 4-0 up at half time. Easy. But do you know what? I see this game us actually scoring more than one goal, and I'm going to go for a 3-0 win.
Respect that. Bit crazy, but I respect it.
3-0 win, and I see Shea getting a goal, and I see Armstrong getting a goal, and do you know what? I see Armstrong getting 2, actually. Armstrong and 1 for Shea. And Shea's going to hit a volley that's going to be so satisfying to watch.
It's going to be one of those ones where it comes up, he's lined it all down.
You know the one that he scored against Sheffield United last season where he broke the goal because he lifted up the net and it wedged. It's something like that where you go, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
bang.
Filthy.
Yeah, something like that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I love that. Love that. Yeah.
That's what I'm going for. 3-0 win.
3-0.
The floor is yours, Jack.
4-0 Saints.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to go big. I'm going to go 4-0 Saints. We're going to go out there and absolutely batter him. Dean Smith don't stand a chance. He didn't stand a chance the other week, and now he's got a worse squad. He don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If this game before Dean Smith, I was like 3-0. It's like Dean Smith 4.
I think he's gone in there though, and he's sort of saying we need to make some big changes. Obviously, goes without saying, Dean. But I just think there are some decent players in there, the likes of Billy Gilmore, the likes of Todd Cantwell.
Not playing well.
Yeah, and they've bought some other wingers which haven't worked out particularly well. They spent conservatively. They have spent, but with the net spend being still quite low after.
Well, we know they spent at least $4 million on that Brendan Williams United loan, so that's
it's not even starting.
That is a bullet dodged.
Yeah, most definitely. Wow, so you're going for a 4-0. Like
yeah, man. Should I do goal scorers? Goal scorers will be Shea.
Yeah.
With a brace. It will be
Diallo.
It will be Diallo. It will be Diallo. Yeah, just Diallo too. A Shea brace and Diallo brace. Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh.
Wait, no, because Diallo doesn't fit. Diallo doesn't figure into my substitutions that I made earlier on, so I can't do that. So,
okay.
So I have to go a bit different. So I'm going to go for a Shea brace, an Adam Armstrong belter, and a Lianco header from a corner.
Yeah. Monstrous. Love it. Absolutely love it. Amazing. Right, Jack's going for 4-0. And he's going for a Lianco header, which I'm quite excited to see. Nearly scored a really great header against Chelsea away in the cup.
Although selfishly, I do want him to score his first goal for us in front of me. So,
right, let's roll through the score predictions in the chat section. God, there's plenty in there. Here we go. Right, James is going for a 2-0, presumably to the Saints. That's what I'm going to go for. Mark Richards is going for a 3-0 Saints. David Becker's going for a 2-0 Saints with an Ads Armstrong brace. Andrew Williams is with me. He's going for a 3-0 Saints. James Caps is with you, Jet. He's going for a solid 4-0.
Yeah.
There's a wrong colour badge on the next one, so I'm going to skip that one. My heart says 3-1. My bet will be 1-0 Saints. Very conservative, Ian.
Up the boy.
So yeah, Leicester ticket. It's a seat next to us. Hurry up, get on it.
That wasn't an open invitation to everyone in the comment section, but
oh yeah, I forgot we're live. Right, moving on. Alex Smith going for a 3-0 Saints. James Ward-Prowse free kick. Adam Armstrong, either one. James commenting on the Blue Halves comments. Thanks for that. Michael Stonehouseable is going for a 3-1 to the Saints. Adrian Pascal's with you, 4-0. Fitz now, 4-0. Adams 2, Armstrong 1, and Stu 1. Robbie Blackman's going for a 9-0 to the Saints.
Love that.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, like an 8-0 though.
Doesn't
Doesn't that roll just a little bit smoother for us? An 8-0.
Yeah. Already done one of those. I think that'd still be quite ambitious, but there we go. Absolutely, James. Be great not to concede. James Katz again. Just about right. 3-1 to the Saints. 3-1. 3-0. These are all pretty confident stuff, really, isn't it? There we go. Henry Day also is going for 3-0. I'm going, so I better be correct. Sold out. Yeah, away, and just completely sold out.
Yep.
Sorry, I just clicking stuff here.
Yeah, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. At a certain point, he's got to be fine to admit it.
I just want that selfie. Is Colt the American in the chat? He was last week. Colt, if you're in the chat, let us know. Obviously, we did a great feature on his amazing trip where he basically flew in from Texas for the Villa game. Amazing.
Love that. Love it.
I mean, I complain about my commute from Salisbury, but yeah,
but mate, when it takes an hour to get out of a place, you take 5 minutes. I mean, like he wasn't. It's fine. Like we're allowed to complain about that.
Oh dear. Alex Ross again for I want 5 now. Oh, love it. And there we go. Ian sorted it. Good lad.
Good boy, love. Good boy, love.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much for all those score predictions. I guess the final thing we could look at is the fact that is there anyone in particular you're worried about going up against Norwich?
No. It'd be one of those things where maybe out of nowhere, Pookie finally has one of those good days.
Mm-hmm.
That it sometimes happens that we're that team where we should have won it and it's still 0-0. Then that guy Jimenez comes out of nowhere. Do you know but I really don't. I look at our back line. I look at Salasso. I look at Bednarak and everyone, and especially if you then bring on the boy Lianco.
Yeah.
I feel like we're so tight at the back. Not to be, but City didn't score past us, and United didn't score past us, and
West Ham didn't score past us.
We're keeping these clean sheets against teams that are scoring this season. So,
yeah,
it just gives me just major hope.
Yeah,
and it's no surprise that Alex McCarthy is suddenly being talked about. Maybe getting that England call up again to be the third keeper because suddenly he's got a decent defense in front of him, and we're complaining about him less. Maybe I was hard on him.
Yeah.
But he still should have died for that Bamford goal. So.
It was right in front of us, our first live football in 18 months, and he didn't do it. But, Ralph has got to take massive credit for the way we've set up defensively this season, because I think, we can all complain about us not scoring many goals, but if you're not conceding, that's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what was our complaint? Our complaints from last season were there was no depth and we were conceding too many goals.
Yeah.
We've got depth and we're not conceding. Done it. Okay. All right. Now we've lost that firepower a little bit. Okay. But that's slowly coming back. You're now looking at the pitch and thinking, right, no, Danny was it, and then you get a few goals from Shea. Now we're like, right, Shea's getting goals. Adams is now got 2 in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Armstrong will, Stewie will no doubt start getting goals in.
Yeah.
Once Will Price gets a free kick in the right position, I'm sure we're gonna be lit up again. So
yeah, I mean it's a good point in the sense that we're missing those goals, but when you look at it, it was only 13 last season, and for a lot of that season, it's quite injury prone. So, in respect of what we've lost, actually, what is that actually?
And keep in mind, he's out now. So where would that have left us right now if he was here? With the players that we wouldn't have got in Brozier.
We wouldn't got Armstrong.
Definitely wouldn't have got an Armstrong. So if we were now without Danny, it would be Shane Long,
or Walcott,
or Teller, maybe.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have bought another striker if he had stayed. So, good position to be in.
Yeah, another good comment here from Adrian. Norwich are the lowest scorers. Is that true? I'm pretty sure that might be true. I think their last... They have just started to score, though. They scored, obviously, 2 in their win against Brentford, which I watched that game because I was sort of quietly hoping Norwich would win, because then it would mean that Newcastle would start their game off bottom of the league, and I thought that was quite funny. So they scored 2 in that game. They scored 1 in their home fixture against Leeds, but they were pretty woeful in that game against Brentford. And actually, I was trying my hardest to be polite on the opposing team stream that I did last night, but they were in total agreement that actually they were holding on for dear life towards the end of that. So, but yeah, before that, obviously they lost 7-0 to Chelsea. A 0-0 draw against Brighton, a 0-0 draw against Burnley. So that's the worry, really, isn't it? If they just park the bus and don't.
Yeah, but I think we're now starting to pick apart that. I feel like what we've got and the teams that's pressing on there now. If that squad that we put together there, if that team's pushing and pressing at that, I think we'll break that Norwich team down easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially, okay, Dean Smith can get that team together, but he won't get it done in a week.
Yeah, it's a very short space of time to work with it and get new systems in if that's what he wants to do. But I perhaps might.
And also, you have to keep in mind these are also players that have had probably a very steady routine for the past few years with the same manager.
Yeah, always seems quite relaxed as well.
Always seems quite relaxed. They always seem like a good atmosphere with them. Always seem like it's not like he's a surprise departing because we're like, well, that's Norwich. Norwich, that is what they do. This is what we all expected of Norwich. Mm-hmm. So, but if any other team is like, well, yeah, you would fire that manager. So Dean Smith coming in, it's a good thing for Norwich, but I don't think it'll have that instant effect.
No,
it took Ranieri a game, mate. Took Ranieri a game.
It did. Yeah. But I think they're perhaps preparing for the Championship. That's my honest opinion. Which is weird because I would say we'll keep Farker then.
Yeah.
Coming here from Josh, has Pukki scored yet this season? Do you know the answer to that, chat? We don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, you're looking at us like we've done our research on this show, but really.
No,
pure
no.
gut instinct.
I sent Mike a really good website for XG a couple of weeks ago, and he was just like, "Why? This is so off-brand." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Why? I don't even know why I looked at that. You're right."
I did say it was off-brand, and I stand by that.
Is that going to go now? Is that going to go in the press pack as well? We don't do stats.
Don't do stats. Pure gut instinct and 100% bravado, and yeah, we win 2 games. We're definitely winning the league. That's what we're doing. Yeah. It's what we're about. It's what we're about.
Absolutely.
There are so many other shows on Southampton that have plenty of stats. We're just not that show. Not that show. We'll do a few.
Check out Dan Sheldon at The Athletic.
Yeah. That's where you want to go. Yeah.
I'm trying to get my best Joe Devine Tifo sort of voice. I'm still working on it. I just feel like my voice isn't podcasty enough. It needs to be deeper, maybe.
Yeah. Have you seen who's refereeing the game? I think it's Lee Mason on VAR, and I can picture him. I just can't name him.
I don't know the names of things I don't respect.
Yeah. Yep.
I know what colour he's wearing, so that's all I need. That's all you need to put in the song.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. There is Martin Atkinson. There we go.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean Josh respects him.
No.
Just knows his name.
Just knows his name. Just happens to know.
Yep. Oh, David's requesting the electric. You can tell it's that time of the show, can't you?
I don't have the box right now. It's not plugged in.
Jack informed me before the show.
Oh, when the saints go in. No.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Sort of a vocoder kind of thing. Oh, fantastic stuff. Well, I think that pretty much sums up our thoughts. One final thing. Let us know in the chat section if you're going up to Carrow Road. It's a long way. It's kind of... It's like going to... I don't know what I'm doing there. It's like kind of going to Manchester, but sort of leaning towards the east because you've got to go around London. So it's a long old jaunt, and there are no motorways to Norwich. So it will be a slow one.
Yeah, but let's be fair. There's no real way to get out of Salisbury right now. So who are we to say anything?
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I do feel bad for any Southampton supporter trying to get the train to Romsey in Southampton right now. It must be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to figure that out for the Palace away game that we're looking at.
And did the women's team play tonight? Right? I think they beat Crawley 3-0.
Oh, nice. I'm actually looking at going to the game on Sunday. I think they're playing against Ipswich Town. So 2:00 kickoff. Let me know if you fancy a check.
There's a 50-50 chance of maybe in Cardiff, but if not, definitely up for it. And I saw the Lionesses game got announced as well. I think Northern Ireland, England. For the Lionesses, that'd be at St Mary's. So maybe a Lionesses game.
Yeah, I've applied for I'm in the ballot for that. A friend of ours has put us in the ballot for that. So yeah, who knows? So Andrew's going, Jack's going. Sadly, we're not going. It would have been a fun one.
I will be attending an FA Cup Vase game at the Bemerton Heath Harlequins. I'll be at Moon Park watching some lower league action, non-league action.
Nice.
Up the Quins.
And Scott is also going and brings up a excellent stat. Dean Smith is the first manager ever to play a team back to back in the Premier League with 2 different teams. Wow.
What's your favourite manager that we fired? Come on, let's go through them. Jose was good. Glenn Hoddle, left us for Spurs and then gets bouted out of Spurs after he loses to us. That's a good one.
Favourite Maurizio Pellegrino? Oh, you mean opposing manager?
Yeah. That was a good one.
God, dear. I'm going to say Dean Smith.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rugged.
Just because of the Ings debacle. I'm still salty.
Oh, here we are. Look, he was giving me grief for being salty for it before the Villa game.
I can't lie. I don't hate the move. I don't hate the decision. I just the chat around it. Just the chat around it. Like, oh, I'm only going to go to Champions League football. Yeah.
Well, I guess this is the point in the show where we tell everybody you made the Wish Instagram post, not me.
I do confess it was me that made the Wish post. Those of the channel will know that Jack takes great care of the Instagram page, and I put up the Wish post. It was me. Got
good attraction to the Instagram. It did. I deleted a lot of comments.
Did you? Do you know my favourite one was the fact that someone said about Ings has scored 3 goals this season, Armstrong has scored 2. This meme isn't even valid. I was like, when have memes ever been valid? Like,
well, mate, when we go to meme court, they will bring that up. That will be a point they bring up when we go to meme court.
Memes are about stirring up attention and getting traction on social media, and that one did tremendously well. So it rubbed up a lot of opposing fans the wrong way. Did its job. I won't lie.
That's why I followed it up with a very user-friendly meme. Let's bring the hate down a little bit, guys. Nice Simpsons one. Come on, just woo.
I was fun with that. I did like that. Fantastic. Good stuff. Right. Well, I think that pretty much sums it up for this preview. We'll have to do some kind of post-match show of sorts after the game. But thank you so much to everyone who's joined us here live. If you're watching this on replay, please remember to stick in your comments in the comment section, which you should be able to do. And let us know your predictions for the game and everything else in between. But it just leaves me for to say thank you so much for joining us. As always, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. All right, see ya.